Excuse me, has the meeting started yet? You're still on mute.
By the way,
Sorry,
Sam, I
I
thought that was a
forgot
good
to
question.
look at that. Thank you,
Yeah,
Holly. We did call the meeting to order at 7:33.
It's almost a rhetorical question now, because we are out of horses that are paradable. But we had some sort of offhand conversation between my wife and myself about maybe, reaching out to the senior center for a very heavily discounted rate, because it would be a discounted rate because it'd be dual purpose. One, we want to teach them something, and two, I need to practice.
Okay.
But perhaps it could be dealt with, whereas you didn't vote on that particular item.
Yeah, I don't know, yeah.
Right.
But the point is that they're not connected terribly well. Understand? In other words, because we don't know what that is until the future.
Exactly.
And I don't know what like I said, just for an example, we got the, 300th anniversary coming up in a few years.
Mhm.
We won't be riding in the parade, but we have done, the 350th of Groton in 2005.
It only pertains if it's in Townsend.
Right.
I know,
So
but I'm just saying, she was a
so let
Groton
me-
resident at the
Right.
time.
Let me address how we handle it,
Mm-hmm.
because many members of this board are also election workers.
Uh-huh.
Spouses are election workers. We file a conflict of interest
Okay.
form. We've all done it, and that's how I'd suggest you'd handle this too, is when that potential for a conflict comes up, we fill out the form and it is submitted to our appointer, which is John Barrett,
Uh-huh.
for approval that he doesn't see it's a conflict, or if he does, then we abstain. But if you hadn't contracted with the library when we approved their budget in the early part of the spring, that's,
No,
it's still,
yeah.
you could still
Mhm.
file
Well,
the conflicts, just so that people are aware you're being paid by the town that you voted a budget on.
It's on the library.
Or-
Are you paid by the library or are you paid by the library,
Trust,
The trust fund or the
Trust fund.
trustees,
not the trust
Yeah,
fund?
from my point of view, I don't know the difference.
or the Friends of the
Friends of the
library,
library.
Friends of the library, the other one, they have that big account that's over $1 million.
Oh, the endowment?
Oh, the endowment.
The endowment, thank you.
okay, yeah,
Don't, actually, do not remember.
Yeah.
The last time I did, and I'm not certain it would ever happen again,
Probably endowment.
it's hard to get
That's what I'm
to
thinking.
get the same library, whichever town it is, or when I live in or not. That's gonna invite me back.
That's probably the endowment. though.
Because they go out for somebody else and doing something else.
so it's gonna depend on the circumstances, but
Mhm.
the best way to cover it is
Yeah.
that conflict of
If
interest.
it's a town office, we'll talk about it if I ask,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to, my
So
wife
I
keeps
just-
saying, we can't do this, we can't do that, because
Right.
it's a conflict of interest, and I'm saying,
Mhm.
yes, we can, and it depends on.
Yeah, I have
Clear.
two conflicts of interest
Right.
every year, because my daughter works for North Middlesex Regional School.
Mhm.
I'm not voting on her raise,
Right,
so.
But in
I
order,
do it every year though.
but you can still vote for other things as far as the school is concerned.
Yeah.
it's the
What?
overall budget for the school that we vote, we don't vote.
Yeah, no, they do,
Right.
that's
But
all we
it's
do
still-
is yes or no.
Right, but it is.
Can you cut it
the-
down? Can you pick something out of this? We don't tell them what to do, as I remember.
Right, but that's the idea, is there is the potential to look like it's a conflict if the person has a relative working there, so it kind of, so that's. a
Yeah,
piece,
again, that's a matter of distance.
but- Mhm.
Okay, where are
Okay.
we?
Okay, so that was,
The training.
the training, and then I just wanted to see, we did hit the reply, and we replied, to the state and filed it with the state for the open meeting law. I just wanted to make sure that there was closure. We reviewed it last week, what the response was, it was updated with the date and submitted so that we completed it.
Mhm.
Um,
So is that the end of it, or will the state send back something?
The state sends it to the submitter, and the submitter has 30 days to review it, and if they don't feel it was adequate. And then so it's the Attorney General's office that's working it, so.
Okay.
And the dates were in the email, but I don't recall off the top of my head. I'll get you those dates. Anything else, on the open meeting law violation? They didn't all handouts, but I'll see if there is the PowerPoint presentation that was done. But again, I think we addressed it in here that we are all responsible for following open meeting law. There is a piece that I have to follow up with. In the meeting, I learned that we're supposed to sign and agree that we received the violation document and the copy of the open meeting law. So I haven't seen a form yet that needs to be autographed by all of us, but just wanted to make sure that was something I learned in the meeting, that there's definitely a form that says you've received a copy of the open meeting law violation form, and that you received a copy of the open meeting law, which was handed out.
Now, we had to take the test.
Right, and we had to take the test, so it's kind of, so this.
I was a little disappointed that when we took this, that the open meeting law wasn't covered as part of our, so we didn't have to take the test. I was kind of hoping that, whereas he went into almost identical wording at
Right.
some of the things that.
Yeah, I think there was
It
a
is
little more
identical.
clarification, he clarified a few things on it, and there were questions and answers at the end, so it's a little more interactive than just taking a test on that. Okay, and the meeting minutes. Everybody got a lot of files
Yep.
last week. So these, we are. So there is not a copy of all of the minutes that was just handed out. Did everybody read them, or do we want to copy these and read them here to make sure there's no changes required?
I looked through them. I'm happy to accept them as they are.
Making a motion.
No, I was making a discussion.
Okay.
I can make a motion.
Right.
The meeting that I was at, and it was fine. Good job.
I'm happy with them, Carol.
Okay.
Yes. From what I've read,
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes as presented.
I'll second it.
Do we have to have the dates?
I have all the dates.
You have all the dates?
So the motion will be amended to include all the dates that we're accepting.
excellent.
Which Carol,
And I have the dates, so I can just put all the dates in there, in the motion to accept
yeah,
the minutes
Okay.
as presented.
Yep.
And I'll just include all the dates.
I didn't have it changed any, but I did realize after reading them that I need to update some information. So it's kind of like, I'll go over that. As we're discussing, last week in our meeting, and it's in the minutes, I discussed ClearGov as being the software package. That is historical information. That's what we went with several years ago.
Okay.
Kind of like, and I just want to make sure that we're clear. I'm not saying we're going with ClearGov, and we haven't recommended it. There are about 6 or 7 budget software packages out there. So as part of this look forward, I think we should investigate them all. including, there is one that is part of the VADAR, however you want, it's VADAR, it's our accounting software package, and it has a module for budgeting. So here you have an integrated module right with your accounting system that can take things and work with your package.
So we definitely need to look at that
That would
one,
make
Yeah.
sense.
because that one might make a lot of sense to them.
Again, I don't know if we're looking at updating that software, staying with the software or moving, but it seems like a nice fit to be integrated right into the accounting
Right.
software you use.
Do they already have that
I don't,
as part of the,
I would have to look at the software license package.
okay,
If they did, I would expect we were using it, but maybe people didn't know it was available. And, which is a possibility. So that's why I mention it, just to make sure there's clarity among everybody, that I'm not saying ClearGov is the way to go.
Mhm.
right,
Um,
okay.
I
we
don't
should
think
be-
that you made that, I don't think that was
Just
nasty.
stating, I
Okay.
thought,
No,
I
not
thought,
at all.
I thought it was the Board of Select people were looking at ClearGov and that we just had
right.
like questions or something.
Yeah, no,
It
yeah.
wasn't,
I never got the impression
Question
that
was-
we
we
were
were-
pushing to.
I didn't
go
know
there.
no.
it was just historical, that's what we tried to start using.
You know,
several
all I
years
can
ago.
say is for the little I use it, it's just way deep in history, so I don't remember everything.
Hmm.
But what I did leave was, when I last looked at it, when it was still in a possibility. Shoot, in a possible stage,
Question.
is, I left a bad taste in my mouth. How do you get here from there type of thing, and,
Mhm.
you know, and then the,
Yeah.
you know,
Which I
as far as the budgeting is concerned, that format is nice.
Mhm.
All you need to change on this piece of paper is 2 years ago,
Mhm.
what you had.
Yeah.
Last year, what you had.
Yeah.
What we're suggesting you do this year,
Mhm.
fill in the blank for what you want. And then it goes back into this, and in fact, if it's a fill in the blank on the computer,
Right,
for them to have exact access to their
Mhm.
part,
Right.
then you automatically get the percentage
Mhm.
change.
so that would be the piece, and that's what I think we should be.
And
looking
it's
at.
readable.
And I apologize for.
Its font is large enough to read this time.
So with that, it's kind of like, I just mentioned it, we had a motion, and did we have a second to,
We did have a second.
Mary,
okay,
Mary Jane seconded.
any additional comments after none being heard? We can do a voice vote to approve the minutes from March 25th and through August 29th.
26th.
August 26th.
26.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Unanimous? We have accepted the minutes.
And then I'll just send them to the clerk.
Send them to the court, and we'll get them posted, and they'll be posted on the website, so they're available for everyone. Okay, that's 11.2. 2.2. 2.3, update on the trash program. I did not get updates on tonnage or the bag receipts as of yet, but as far as the stickers, they're over 2,100 people signed up.
What did we have, 1,800?
We had 1,800, just over 1,800 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but when I say 18, wasn't that also the,
That was the target
That
level
was
that
the
they were
target.
trying to get to.
so we got 2,100. So we're
Yeah,
definitely
That
on the way.
was the number I called into the Board of Health meeting earlier to get that update. It's kind of like, so there are 2,100. And again, the program is open, so people can continue to sign up. They did mention that there's been a few hiccups and problems, and it's kind of like, and they're gonna address them and try to make it, so that it's a lot easier for people to,
We have to give people time to get used to it and whatnot.
exactly,
I think it could be very successful.
and the haulers, it's kind of like, people say they had their stickers out, but the haulers maybe didn't see them and drove by, so.
Oh, we could have.
Yes,
Um,
okay.
At the Board of Selectmen meeting last week, one of the selectmen brought up the fact that she was concerned that the trash program wasn't gonna work out.
Mhm.
And it was kind of a doom and gloom, comment. How realistic is that? Is that a projection that she's done by herself and figured it out? Or is that something that we have hard facts on that? What's the story on that? Because that was a pretty devastating statement, I thought.
The Board of Selectmen is gonna continue to work with the Board of Health, and we're we have the interest in it too. Because when we put the program together, there was $160,000 of free cash or stabilization fund that was moved in.
Mhm.
So that's a piece of where we are. It started September 1st. This is September 9th. Hard to say right now whether it's gonna be a success or not 9 days in. It's kind of
Well, but that was brought up at the board meeting.
right, it's kind of like, so I don't know that there would be,
They didn't have enough information to make that statement. Is that what we are assuming?
we are 9 days into it, I wouldn't make an assumption like that. We put it that way.
I know,
You
but
gotta give
they
it a
did,
chance.
but they did put it up. Well,
Right.
that's my
Yeah.
point.
They're not giving you the
It's not.
chance.
I just got the feeling that it was kind of a
Mhm.
condemnation of the
Yes.
program to
Right.
say that it's not, to say, I need to see the numbers because I don't think it's gonna work.
Right, and we need to, we have, Carla gave us the first update, we had the July numbers, it was a pretty significant number of bags that were purchased in the July timeframe.
So if you,
So
if you
when we-
say that they've already exceeded their certificate sales, correct?
They have more participants than, yes. It's
Okay.
kind of like now it gets into the tonnage and the sale of the purple bag.
What were the July numbers?
For tonnage,
Yeah.
we didn't have it yet.
Or
Again,
what about
like,
bag, did they have the bag sales?
the bag sales, we forwarded last week, was it 2,400 to 34,000?
34,000?
For the month of July or 2 days?
The month of July. So again,
34,000 bags?
in bag sales, again,
Big sales.
Oh, $34,000 in bag sales. Oh,
correct. It's kind of like, so we have to, the idea is to continue to watch that. Again, that was a July number where we had people, we were gonna pull the plug, at the end of June, so there weren't bags available in much of June, so there wasn't a lot of bag sales. And that sale of those bags is a little bit of catch up because we were still letting the residents use purple bags. We weren't part of the program yet. So everybody was buying their bags and putting trash out. Well, they weren't into the program yet.
So how are we gonna know? Let's just take
Wait.
6 months. How are we gonna know? Because I think that we have an obligation to the town
Mhm.
to keep an eye on this.
Right.
To give good news or bad news.
Correct. It's kind of like, and I think that's what the Board of Selectmen was looking at is how, if the contract, how can we get out of the contract if it looks like we're not hitting numbers?
So what's hitting numbers mean?
Uh,
What's the hit?
The hit is to look at the targets, look at the sales, and then watch the bag sales, the revenues for the bag sales and the tonnage, how much is coming in on a monthly basis and how much are we paying out based on the tonnage.
And so do we have, the break-even numbers so that we know what we're looking at? Because I mean, we're looking at numbers, you tell me 34,000 for the month, is that good? I don't know.
Well, the numbers that Board of Health, I'm just going in my memory to look, I wasn't. The Board of Health talked about 2 bags a month per household that signs up for that. So that's the piece. That was their target.
And that will keep the enterprise going and it won't fold in a year or in January.
Right, but again, FY '26 is the data gathering. Next year, it may mean that the sticker is $200. It kind of like, so
We don't know.
we don't know what the total costs are on the tonnage yet. We don't know the continued revenue for the bag. So it is an ongoing, and that's why we want to watch it.
So what we do know is that we've gotten 210,000 from sticker sales at this point.
And I'm gonna say at least, because there's some 2 and 3 family that have paid a little more than the $125, they're paying $200 and $300 for multifamily
But
units.
then there are also some that are not paying anything based on need, right? Or the TEO is
I
providing
think
stickers.
TEO is
Does
paying,
TEO
does
buys
PEO
Yeah.
buy the sticker?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so the
so,
town still gets that. So if there's
Right.
2,100 stickers issued, then 210,000 has been brought into the fund.
correct,
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how does that enterprise work? I mean, so this 210
Mhm.
plus the 34, so now we're talking 344. That money goes to pay Shaw's
It will go-
exclusively, or
right, that's,
is Carla being paid out of that? Is,
there may be, if there is time that she specifically spends on it separate, there may be some of that. The money for the stickers comes out of there. They do have a list of the items that are being paid for.
so we'll have
The
like an
cost of the bag.
accounting, so to speak.
Yeah.
We're gonna get receive it monthly?
I'll request it, yeah.
I think we
That Carla
should for
does.
the, for the
And
first
and again, I
year.
think
Yeah.
Board of Health is watching it on a regular basis on their meetings.
Well, I know
so-
they
I'm
are,
sure,
but
but-
it's still our
Yeah.
physical
Mhm.
responsibility to
Right.
also look at it.
And
And I
I think that if it's working, we should be letting the town
Know
know
that it
it's
is.
working,
Mhm.
rather than scaring the daylights out of them, by saying we might.
Right,
Mhm.
it's kind of, and that might be something, we put on the Board of Health,
Your number 21 to 210,000, a little short, isn't it? I paid $1.25.
Oh, okay, I just assumed 100. Was it a
Well,
buck? I don't
yeah,
remember.
it was-
I mean, even though
It was
that there's some,
125,
the
okay.
multifamilies are getting a
Yeah,
higher
no,
rate.
100, if it's 120, no, then I was short. I was short.
And,
right, I think it was 225.
Yeah. 125 was what I paid.
Okay,
Next year, they offered me old folks discount, and I said, no, thank you.
Hmm.
It's a little I can do for you, even if it's only 1%.
Right.
They did say a veterans discount, and then I took that one, but I may give it back,
So what
because
do
I
we
have
owe
no
Shaw?
problem with $1.25
Yeah, we
plus,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, we don't know, we have to wait and see.
How does this
You have to
work?
have a starting point. This is the starting
This
point.
is the
Yeah,
starting point.
September 1st
Where
is the
does our
starting
one
point.
60 go? The 160
The
that we took out of
160
stabilization,
Went
what?
into the enterprise fund.
So that just started the enterprise.
That was
And then we added the 26,
Well, that was to pay for July and August, more or less, right? Until the sticker money.
It was
Right, yeah,
Right.
yeah, there was,
Yes.
so the balance was 160 to open the account.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and we owe, yes.
And then we added 250,000 for the stickers and the 34 for the bags to
Yep.
date.
Mhm.
yeah.
And then
And
the
then
outgoing.
We'll see what the August deposit is.
And then we gotta know,
Yeah.
So we need to know
Ex-
what the pickup cost is and then what the tonnage is.
Right.
correct, and
Yeah.
Dawn's gonna get those for
Yeah,
us for
we'll-
next month, right? Because I'm gonna be a sticker this year, on alert everybody, on incoming money.
So
That was one of the things we didn't do last year.
Yeah.
But that money will stay in the enterprise.
I understand that, yeah, I
Yeah.
understand it.
Well, but
still.
again, like revolving funds, we need to,
It's a revolving fund?
No,
I said like,
like
Oh.
the revolving.
like a
the
revolving fund.
So, so
gotta be,
when they send in the report, we need to know what their expenses are on a monthly basis and what their income is on a monthly
Yeah.
basis.
right,
And I'm not
what the
saying that the
starting-
Board of Health can't do it, I just think we
We
have
just
to be
need-
the watchdog.
We should, well, not only that, we should be informed.
right.
Well, they
Yeah.
should send us their monthly report
Right.
because they must
It's
be
kinda like
putting
any-
together an income and
Exactly.
expense
Right, so we
statement,
can,
so.
right.
We can get that.
Yeah.
right now, it's all it's just been the spreadsheet with entries in it, we can start talking about how
But
to,
let's give it a positive spin.
right,
That's
yeah,
what I think.
yeah, it's kind of
For
like,
now,
I
yeah.
think overall, the fact that we're about 300 over, 300,
We have
How do you-
$754,000 plus or minus.
right,
All right.
You're
How
over
about
the
it?
1,800, so that's a
then-
positive, so that means that many more people are gonna be buying purple bags than they anticipated, so.
right,
Of course, that also
It's,
means the tonnage will go up as well.
But-
So
Okay,
tonnage is the key here.
yeah,
the tonnage can be
So
a
let's
key,
throw
but
away
if you do it based on your bag price, it's kind of, and again, the idea is, it may be migrating, they put it out there multiple years down the road, do away with the bags and just do it with
Let's see how
Does
you-
the sticker fee.
include the recycling part also,
Um,
or just the bags?
Does
it
what?
is
Does the
also
tonnage include the recycle?
Two columns, one for bags, one for recycling.
trash versus recycling.
There's a
It's two
different-
rates.
There's a different rate for each.
Okay.
But as far as this money coming in, it's all come, both of those two come out of the same pocket.
They do. It's
Mhm.
kind
Right.
of,
So we
we'll-
should, so we should ask for the, basically, we know the starting balance should have been 160,000.
Yeah.
And then the July and August numbers for stickers purchased,
mhm,
Mhm,
the July and August numbers for bag sales,
Right.
mhm.
and then the July and August numbers for tonnage. And I assume there's the flat fee they pay to Shaw's every month, or is that a yearly thing?
it is flat fee plus.
Right, but I'm saying, is the flat fee paid on a per month basis, or do they pay it like
Per month.
once a quarter
Per
or
month.
per month?
Yeah.
So I mean, we should get all those numbers for
Yeah,
July and
definitely.
August.
So the cost dollars in tonnage for both recycling and rate and trash,
Right,
and the,
right. And
one
again,
twelfth of the given fee
right.
should all be in every month it should grow, but we should get a monthly.
We should see that, yes. It's kind of like, but remember, July and August doesn't count
Right,
for your tonnage. Because the whole town was still involved in the program.
Right, but those numbers are still those numbers can still be useful
They can be, we can look at what the drop off was when we
Right.
dropped
when we went to the stickers.
Yeah, when we went to the.
Because there may not be much drop off. Maybe there were 2,100 people buying bags and they just continued in.
Mhm.
You know, we don't know.
Now, can I segue just a little tiny bit?
Yeah.
I don't wanna go outside the
I know,
topic,
well,
but, we're on enterprise fund,
yes.
so we're on trash, but can I segue over to the water department enterprise fund? Cause it's enterprise, it's sort of the
no,
same
not
thing.
yet,
I'll put it on the agenda for next month.
next week,
Or
2
next-
weeks from
Yeah,
now.
yeah, well.
Could you do
or
that?
2 weeks,
Because I
yeah.
think that if we're gonna look at one enterprise fund, I think we should have our eye on the other one.
Well,
I think
one
so.
reason I say that is
I don't know, we don't control that, the water,
That's
Good
not
point.
what but I understand we don't control it,
Mhm.
but it's part of what residents pay a fee for that's involved.
not all residents.
No, I know that,
only water
I know that.
takers.
But not all residents are getting trash either.
Well, that's a choice. All residents can have trash if they sign up and pay for the fee.
Right. But all
All
residents
residents
cannot
can't
have water.
because water doesn't run by their house.
All right,
They
So
keep
so
it
we're
that
not
way.
gonna, we're not gonna look.
No,
at
no, I think it's a good idea. It's kind of like, it's nice to keep, you know,
We should keep
No.
abreast of what's going on.
right. It's kind of like, because I think we had a little bit of a surprise when we got to budget season last year with the amount of money. Everybody thought it was about 100,000 lower than we actually settled at for the cross charges. It came to about 444,000, I think.
Well, there were other issues too that I think are unsettling.
But yeah, we'll put it on and we can ask, well,
Yeah,
we can ask the water commissioners to come in.
okay.
You could.
That would be a good idea.
It's kind of like, and I'm pointing to.
I know.
Because she's there. I just, in case anybody watches and wonders why my hand is going in that direction.
I have a feeling that's what
We,
you had in
we
mind.
have a very
What?
active resident.
I had an idea that's what he had in mind.
So we'll continue to work. I'll see the other pieces. We have raw data. And so getting through it, I did some things with it and I put it into what I call a pivot table, which I can generate charts from, so we can see revenue by month a lot easier than just on a spreadsheet.
Can I nickel and dime this for a minute?
You can try.
You could try.
Because
We're
it is the
talking
nickels and dimes that I'm concerned about.
Yeah.
Or in this case, the $5 and the $25.
Mhm.
It took them a reasonable period of time to get from the, health department here on the first floor to my checking account for the $125. But it take well over a month to get the first check this year from, the, land disposal
The
area,
Recycling center.
recycling center.
Yeah.
They're still sitting on a $50 bill. This past Saturday, they got another $25 check. And besides the fact that it's a real pain in the neck to carry it forward month after month,
Right.
what is the
Well-
cash flow? What's it take so long for my money not to get in the town bank? I don't care what the town is making in interest, if it's 0 interest or 0.25% interest or.
You should be cashing your check in.
That check should go through. And then if that's taking so long, what if I'd given them a $25 bill? Or 20 and a 5? I print the 25.
Okay, so wait, that's probably a little, that's the.
Now we're
revolving-
getting beyond.
That's, yeah,
That
yeah.
is,
it's
but that
kinda-
also is the health
but
department,
I-
what they're doing with the money,
Yeah, so we'll revisit that somewhere, if it's not,
Well, I think to Sam's point is if we're paying for the stickers
Mhm.
or when
Right.
they get the payment for the bags, how long is it taking for it to get into the bank?
yeah.
right,
Could
yeah,
be a week.
well, it's.
We used to have to, we were encouraged to make weekly deposits.
Right, and that was something that the auditors.
Massachusetts doesn't have a rule on that?
Nothing.
No, it's kind of like, so these are the pieces, the auditors have, it's kind of like, so we're going a little astray.
Yeah, but not really, because this is about trash.
It's one part of the whole trash thing.
It's
Yeah.
one part of the whole trash piece,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, so I think, I did mine, I paid check online. So it's kind of like you could go to a link and you could pay it online and it was taken out of my checking account
Well, look,
within a day. It's kind of like, so that's one payment method.
uh-huh.
The other is we're paying in person somewhere
Yeah.
and getting it. So those are the pieces that the auditor said we need, or the finance people need to put checks and balances in. What is the turnaround
Mhm.
and from receipt and making sure, when you hand over the money, where's the receipt? We don't do receipts, you just hand over a check.
Right,
It's kind of like, so there's,
yeah, but a lot of
It's kinda
people
like-
still use Uncle Sam's green stuff.
right, it's kind of, yeah, so there's.
If it takes a month and a half or more for my check to get back,
Right. So-
to me, what happens to that $20 bill or the
Mhm.
$10 bill?
So you don't get, so if I went and paid $125 in cash, just say, to the, I wouldn't get a receipt?
No, you got a receipt.
Oh, okay, all
Where?
right.
Oh, down
For the
down at
certificate.
the board.
That's it. No,
Yeah.
we're talking
Yeah.
about over there, you don't get a receipt when you drop it off at the recycling center.
Oh, okay.
So and that's why they prefer check.
Oh, the recycling center.
Right,
Oh,
this,
okay.
well, yeah, we went from,
Yeah,
and that's why I
like
think,
other cash,
We have to-
other cash.
You're getting off topic.
so we're
Okay.
gonna
Trash
take
to
the
me.
cash.
Well, it's
That was-
Well, it is
Have to
trash.
give a receipt
Yeah.
to every person.
That was,
Okay.
right, so that was one of the things that
Oh,
the
that's an
auditors,
excellent point
coming.
that you're bringing up, and you keep bringing it up, and we don't get an answer, and I understand your frustration. We gotta get an answer to this.
right, so we're,
Because it's not just trash, recycling, it's any cash,
any,
any check.
any,
Any department.
any
Any
department, any
yeah.
department that
Mhm.
receives cash, anybody that has fines and payments, permits, it's kind of like, how many payment systems do we have within, and how are they coordinated back?
And are those accounts audited by the auditor? Because we were told in that,
Mhm. Right.
whatever we had, that they don't audit little accounts. They
So
only
that's-
audit certain ones. So we've got accounts that are not audited,
Right, so that's
Okay.
Yeah.
where, yeah,
You're
that's
right.
Which
where,
is scary.
which is real
Well,
scary.
If there's
We
no
need to-
receipt
we're gonna pull it.
given to you, there's no receipt kept by them that they've gotten this paper, whatever kind of paper it is.
Yeah.
But the only way to do it is online. Well, you can't do the recycling center online.
Why not?
You can't.
No,
I
no,
can't-
it's
why not?
it's cash or check.
But if you sign in and pay for a propane tank, or for
Oh,
for
why
a
couldn't they set something up?
a
Yeah.
receipt, this is what I'm
Oh,
bringing
you're
in today.
saying could be.
Well, that's, what- yeah, they don't
Not
have it,
is.
but,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that, so we're getting,
Yeah.
we're gonna go,
Well,
and I don't,
bring
I
that up,
shouldn't
but
get
it's-
into
But isn't
solutions,
trash and
but that's,
recycling part of the enterprise?
No.
No,
that's
The
part of
recycling
it.
center is not part of the
The
enterprise.
curbside pickup is only
it's
enterprise.
enterprise and curbside.
So curbside is enterprise revolving
They have,
account.
they have.
It's kind of like-
So we should put the recycling on
We-
the agenda at some point so we can tackle this.
A number one, recycling, or
Maybe-
that's part of the revolving accounts. So how do we audit revolving
We're
accounts?
gonna have to figure that out.
And
Or
number
any
one,
other account.
and then all of the other, the fees and things that are.
We have the
What is the
recreation
profit?
department that has a revolving account.
It-
We have a
it
list
does.
of like 9 things, right? Was it
It was 11, I think.
11?
It's kind of like, so yes, we have, it's kind of like there is those. So we'll put that on,
A future
A future
agenda.
agenda.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Oh, this-
yeah, it's kind of like, so.
Yeah,
So any,
Okay.
that's a fee, so,
we're gonna take care of everything. Gonna find your money.
yeah,
Don't find the one you lost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
No, we're on a mission.
okay,
I
so
know who did
we talked about trash and we went a little, but,
But
No,
the
no, no,
important
but
thing is
that's
not
how
who.
discussions
no,
work.
that's,
We
right,
can't
it's
hold
kind
our
of like,
feet to the fire.
right, so we,
Just be within a little box like
we
that.
have not taken votes on it. We
No,
have decided
it's a
that we had a
workshop.
conversation,
Yeah.
we now want to put it as
On
an
the
agenda
agenda.
item
Yeah,
in the future and talk specifically about that
exactly,
in the
thank you.
future.
And now the big
And then, so next is 2.4, the budget process review. And I put the FY 25 BVA encumbrance. I just put it on here and I did a very short, I took the Excel spreadsheet from the big list of encumbrances and brought in, so the second page here is just the Board of Health FY 25 encumbrances.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is just one
This is just,
set.
this is just one set. If we look at that Excel spreadsheet, there's actually two segments to it. The top segment is the town funds, and the second is the water enterprise. So the water expenses,
Oh, yes,
um,
this one?
Oh, is it?
no, it's kind of like, it's the one Carol has. Do we want me to call up? I did just a small.
Maybe put it up on the screen.
Nice.
I don't see
Yeah, we
that.
see that.
Let's copy that.
Yeah.
I will copy.
It's two-sided.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll do that, see if I can.
So what is this one? What's this little one?
Okay, this
Oh, I
little
don't
one
have,
was.
I don't have that little one.
Okay, it was, sorry, it's kind of like, because you have everything printed out, I didn't give it to you.
Oh,
Um,
I guess I didn't see the little
That's the
one.
last page.
so this little one
Yeah.
is just
Yeah.
the Board of Health
No, wait,
from that
Let
big
me see.
one.
No,
Oh,
Jerry,
okay.
it's a separate
So-
one.
It's-
Oh,
You have one
okay.
for Jerry, Don?
I did, it's right under the agenda, it's a small five, six.
Oh, there
line.
it is.
So
What is
is this saying that we had 71,000 available for encumbrance from 25 and
Okay.
68,000 was used?
Okay, so what this whole
Oh,
encumbrance
thank you.
was, and we'll take the big, and we'll talk about the one line that you have. So at the end of FY 25, at the end of June, there was $71,500 in the solid waste. Thank you.
I can't.
Available in the solid waste line?
Available in the solid waste line as part of that 507.
Oh,
we looked at.
okay.
So we talked about how
Yeah.
there was 507.
Right,
Yep.
right.
Well, this whole big sheet is bills that were outstanding for FY 25. So, but if we specifically talk about, and because we were doing trash, that's why I.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
good, that's
Yeah,
good, that's
okay.
very good.
Okay, so you're saying there was, okay, so this
Now,
says
This
there
is the
was,
June bill for the Shaw contract is $68,500.
okay,
So from that, it's gonna leave $3,000 at the end of FY twenty-five
Right,
in that line.
So
right.
the 500,000 is now 493,000.
If we look at the full encumbrance sheet that was just handed out,
Mm-hmm.
the front page is not the total, these are all, the first, from the top of the line, it starts at treasurer, and it goes down, the last line for the town, again, is treasurer, unemployment, and then treasurer. And then the encumbrances for the town budget is $124,254.12. So of that 507, there are still outstanding bills for 124. So that's why,
Okay.
it's even, you look at it instead of 1.5%, it's less than that.
It's even less than that.
It's even less than that, so that, it's kind of like, and that's the piece. So these are all the bills that were outstanding at the end of June, the encumbrances, and when we look at the BBA on FY '26, again, we'll look at it and see the Board of Health, and we brought that money over into the FY '26 so that they can pay it without an impact on FY '26.
Okay, so that's what the prior year encumbrance lines are in this BVA?
Correct, yeah,
Okay,
In this one.
yes, in that BBA,
And what-
Yeah. this
So,
This was a report out that Elizabeth, the treasurer, put together.
yeah,
And then, yeah, so it has the balance in the account. And I just wanted to point out, you'll see that the same line is in there a few times. Let's look at facilities and under Unitil.
yeah.
It's,
So,
no,
did
it's
you
kind
do
of
the
Jerry.
same thing
Jerry,
for
it's
all
on
these
this one.
departments that you did for the Board of Health?
They're really in here. Elizabeth did it on the big sheet. I just filtered it down to say Board of Health only.
I understand that, so if we do take facilities like this.
Yeah, So if we
We
look at it,
add what, they're not, she added like everything up.
right, so if we look
Oh,
at,
so we can't know the departments.
well,
well, yeah,
facilities in Unitil, she's also given us the account number. So if we look at the facilities and start at the Unitil line,
What
okay,
about,
facilities is here.
Yeah.
oh, I see what you're doing,
okay, and then the first Unitil line
yeah,
goes to the account 001
yeah,
dash 01
Yeah.
dash 121 dash 92, 5210. And she has an account, or an amount of 35,302, and the encumbrance of 128. The next Unitil bill is the same, but she subtracted the 128, so the
That was
balance,
Shattuck Oil,
is like-
wait a minute.
so,
Okay,
that was,
wait a minute.
yeah,
Yeah, that
okay,
was
I don't-
Shattuck
yeah,
Oil.
this is really,
so instead of grouping them all together and saying, I owe Unitil 8 bills for a total of this, she's done them one at a
oh, I
time
see.
and taken them out. They subtracted each one, so you can see it's the same account that it's coming from, but each
But we don't know
amount
what,
is incrementally
But we don't know
lower.
which
We don't
building,
know.
we don't know
Yeah.
what department though.
Well, we do, it's facilities, and
but one, it could be the library, then
Well,
it could be.
you have
the
highway.
parks
if you
and-
look at highway, that has Unitil, and so that's coming out of, Unitil's gonna come out of energy.
So Unitil for the facilities comes out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 places?
No, there's 8 bills, and it
Oh,
could,
bills, okay.
there's 8 bills.
Don't you think it'd be
I don't
easier if
think
we
this is
knew who
clear.
they were?
Well,
Why
it
can't we
could be-
do with these what you did with this?
Well, it's kind of like, but that's the piece is, there's encumbrances, it could be town hall, it could be West
Well,
Townsend
that's-
Reading
we
Room,
don't
it
know.
could be,
Yeah, but we wanna know, don't we?
I do.
I think we should know this. This is our big mystery.
well, it's not a mystery, we put all of the Unitil money comes from the energy line, the one account. So this is just the remaining Unitil bills for fiscal year 2025 are coming out of the energy line in facilities.
So what's the bottom line that she has there? 8,672.38, what's that represent?
Is that adding up all of those
Okay, hang on,
bills?
wait, where are you?
I'm
Right
at-
here.
it's
See,
at-
Last
here.
facilities line.
The last
Last facilities line,
is
over
Comcast.
to, no,
That's
over
the-
here,
Yeah.
to the right,
But
Okay,
that
that is
is
probably
what
a
goes to
total
water
of all
all
of,
the
That's water
utilities.
department.
no, all of the
Shattuck
facilities
Oil,
encumbrances,
Comcast.
Oh, all of them.
But that
Okay.
doesn't show,
just like police.
but that
Okay.
doesn't show how much is left. So,
Over.
so with the facilities, let's just
Mhm.
sticking with the facilities.
Yeah.
The first line says amount available of 36,332.56.
Right.
Mhm.
And then she subtracts out the encumber in that line to come down to 36,095, is that right?
Yeah,
And then at the bottom, we got 28,142.71. So we need to
Okay.
take out 482 to figure out what the final number is left in the facilities budget. Is that
What is
true?
that number?
Okay.
well, okay.
All right, now
You've
you
got
really
here-
confused me.
Okay. We're gonna go back. We'll start at the top.
Okay,
Facilities has an account for water. And so the first three bills are paying Townsend Water. And so when we look at that, it's 50, the account number will just go as 5230.
Yep,
So the first three bills come down. And-
Right.
And so after the 472 comes out, you have 35,300.
right. So the amount available, the first line, that's the total budget still left, correct?
In the water.
In the water department,
In the facilities water.
or the
line.
facilities line.
The facilities water.
Okay, because it looks like the last water line is 35,775
Yeah.
at 472.
Yeah, right.
The next line is
Is-
Shattuck Oil,
Okay,
but it looks like they subtracted the 472 to get to 35,302.55.
okay,
They did.
okay, they did not,
They did not.
they did not.
No.
If you look back under the account number, you'll see that Shattuck Oil is coming under 5480.
yeah, but wait a minute.
Yeah,
Wait a
Not
minute,
five-
whoa, whoa,
But if
whoa.
you
Townsend
Right.
Water's coming out of that too, and if you look over,
No,
But if you-
Townsend Water comes out at 5230 for three lines.
Right, but what I'm
Okay,
saying
stop,
is,
stop there, let's do
Okay.
one bill at a
Oh.
time, one
I
One
think-
line, one
No,
budget line at a
Just tell
time.
us how much we have left over in facilities. That's what we wanna know.
Well, it's not
Is it 26, 142, 21?
Okay. in one account, not all of facilities. There are, if we look here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 facility account lines listed here with
Yeah,
encumbrances.
but,
Could this be any more complicated?
no, because,
So-
because if you take the 472 and you go down to Shattuck Oil, you subtract the 472 from the
No,
32,
no,
and you go
that
to
was-
Shattuck, that's what it,
No.
No.
yes, that's the number. If you add,
It is not.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
happen
I'm
to
sorry,
be the
I'm sorry,
number?
yes.
Is it
if you
coincidental?
subtract the 432 from that
then you go
35,775.
down
Yeah.
to the Shattuck
Yeah.
Oil.
I'm sorry, it's kind of like, you're right, it's kind of like, so this is all accounts,
All of facilities.
all of facilities.
But they
accounts,
didn't do that for treasurer.
Because there's
Right.
additional treasurer lines, I believe.
Let's
Okay,
not go
so-
by lines, let's go by department.
Okay,
So how much
so
is
I'm
left
just
in
getting
facilities?
confused on the subtraction here.
I mean, you could go nuts trying to do this.
Yeah.
No, if we had a calculator, we could do
so
it.
that was,
Yeah, so they're just paying those bills and subtracting all the way down.
So-
Well,
because-
not
So wait,
everywhere,
but
no.
I
Not
don't
everywhere.
understand. Dawn's saying you can't do that.
at the
But-
end of the day,
Right, at the end of the day,
facilities has $28,142.71 to turn over to free cash.
No, you gotta subtract the 482 on that line first.
Yeah,
The
So
482 or
okay.
the 8672, what's that?
But then-
number?
that's a subtotal of how much is encumbered for facilities. So if you add up all the lines,
Oh, in other words, you would take the 26,142 minus the 8,672, and that tells you how much is left over?
No,
No, you take
No.
36,332.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
so if
this
you,
is horrible.
This is, Melissa, help.
okay, so let me,
Fine dark.
Now just pretend we're residents,
We are.
not all math whizzes.
Okay.
we're not all math whizzes, we're
No
trying to,
kidding.
so what they do is with the amounts in the grouping, so all the expenses, there was 36,332 in the facilities expenses. Then they subtracted all the individual lines, the three for water that are gonna hit the one line. Shattuck Oil is gonna hit the 5480. Then we have the Unitil bills, and then finally the Comcast bill.
So. Let me just
Need a
relate this to what
calculator.
you did with Board of Health, because I
Yeah.
understood the Board of Health. So if we take,
Well, that was just looking at one line in Board of Health, because Board of Health has three.
but no, I know this, that I do get. So I guess what I wanna get down to is, of the $500,000, how much money is they're gonna pay? After we take out all the encumbrances on
Yeah.
this
What's
list,
$500,000?
the alleged $500.
Okay, at the end of the,
Dave Walker,
the-
500,000.
we asked for, in July, at the end of July, we asked for a FY 25 BVA.
Mhm.
When you look at the FY 25 BVA, at the end, it said 500, the difference between what we spent and what we budgeted was 507,000.
Okay.
So,
507.
Okay,
yeah, so that, but with all these encumbrances in here, if we go to the big sheet on the second page, you'll see the subtotal for the encumbrances for the towns is 124, 254 and 12 cents.
Where do we see that on page
Right here.
what?
When you flip it to the
over.
back.
Look at that, look.
So,
No.
No,
on
no.
This one.
Yeah.
This number here.
124, so that's the encumbrances, so we
For-
take that from the 500,000,
correct.
right?
Right.
Okay. Okay, I'm doing this,
Yep.
okay, 124, 254,
382,
12 cents.
Right, now, Now,
Okay.
again, we are working with not the official documents that are submitted to the state. These
Right.
are, so it's kind
Oh,
of
they're
like,
different?
the
that could be.
finalized documents may be a little different, yes. It's kind of like, so, but we're in the ball, we're talking, we're in the ball.
Oh, it's not gonna be $300,000, right?
Difference, no, it should not be that much difference.
It won't
It
be,
should be a difference of a couple of dollars, maybe
Right.
at the
100.
most.
1,000, maybe 1,000.
maybe
Shouldn't
thousands,
even
but
be
yeah,
that much.
we'll see what the street
So if
tax
we take
certification
that,
is.
then we have, let's do that math, so like in seventh grade. Okay.
And then the second group is just the water department by itself.
Because those bills are paid from the water enterprise.
All right.
No, wait, whoa, so we still, now we have 383,000 left,
Roughly, yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
ish.
Yeah,
And then we have to go to the water, why are we doing?
no,
that?
no, the water, that's separate.
That's
that
a whole
is-
different,
that
yeah,
is the-
that's not part of our thing.
Well,
That's-
Enterprise,
Okay, so that piece that we are looking, that piece we're looking at is what,
383,000 plus
Yeah.
or minus.
plus or minus.
So what does that mean?
That gets certified for free cash. Once all the final reports are submitted to the state, they will, certify the numbers, as far as the revenue numbers, as far as what the expenses were, and come out
Okay, question,
and certify.
does that
free
number
cash.
include the one-time property sales?
No,
No, that's
Okay.
part of, this is all expenses we're looking at.
Okay,
This is,
oh, so this isn't incoming, I get it.
right,
All right, so
So-
again, my question that I asked last month, I think that being off $383,000 is a lot, is it?
no,
Oh, okay.
it's like 1.5% to 2%,
or even less than
or
that.
even less than that.
Yeah, if you,
So if you're doing an accountant and you're like the A game accountant, you
Mhm.
can be off by 1%.
Well, no, basically what we're saying is, last year, the budget had X,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
We're supposed to submit budgets to the state where we're not gonna go over budget,
Mhm.
right? So we always estimate a little bit.
So we passed.
We came in, so we basically came in within 1% of our budget.
Mhm.
Of our amended budget, because I think we did have to amend it last
Yeah.
summer. So we came in within 1%
Right.
of our budget. That's actually pretty damn good, I think.
Well, I get
honestly.
the percentage thing and I get it and I understand that 1% is good. But what I'm concerned about is that $383,000, how would that affect FY '26 budget that we fought about all year? If
No,
that number was more
27.
accurate,
Well, I mean,
are we doing the
Yeah.
same thing again this year? I guess that's my answer.
possibly, but I don't,
I don't hope so.
you can't, it's hard. You can't say, how much am I gonna spend on electricity this year?
I can't tell
I
you.
could tell you, I could budget 10,000, but you don't know what's the rate change gonna be. How many times are we gonna have 7:30 meetings where we gotta turn the lights on
Oh,
versus
yeah,
not be
yeah,
on?
yeah, have to-
You
yeah.
can't know that.
But you're-
So you've got a budget for that, but you can't know exactly what the number, there's no way to know what the number's gonna be.
Okay,
The amount
so,
of air
so I
conditioning this
get
place
that.
has taken this summer,
right,
I
so,
know where, I'm on a solar thingy with Unitil.
Right.
Well, I still budgeted even though I owe them,
all right, I
because by
understand.
Right.
February, by the end of
Yeah.
February, you know, I will owe them. Right now, they owe me.
Right.
So, okay, I'm just remembering the arguments and the angst that we went over
Right.
last year, for all those months of
Mm-hmm.
going
Yeah.
nuts. So now we're gonna have $383, 300,000 certified to free cash, hopefully.
Yeah. For
And then
27.
we're gonna do what with it?
Well, again, the typical things you do with free cash, especially for us, because we under budget on snow and ice, is you take a big chunk and you pay snow and ice overages, because that's your
That's at
account.
least half of that.
250, right?
Is that the only thing
But-
we're allowed to deficit spend on?
No, I understand that
Yeah.
part, okay.
It's kind of like, so that becomes a piece, so that, yes, there's some of that. Well, my
So if-
personal
if the-
opinion
if
for
the
what to do
Fire
with it.
chief did not take the 81,000 out, and the school committee did not take the 200 out.
There would have been some money, we wouldn't have had to go to reserve fund,
The 160 for trash?
no, that could have been,
We could have
available,
used
but
free cash to see that instead.
It's
See, I'm
possible.
just trying to get like a big picture, not the numbers, and I'm not
Right.
dealing.
No, no, no.
with-
Right.
I'm
It's
trying to
kinda
get that,
One of the things.
spending habits or the,
Well, but, and that's it, we haven't necessarily recommended, maybe what we should be doing as finance committee is recommending 10% of any free cash goes to stabilization, 20% goes to capital stabilization. It's kind of like.
recommending would be great, but who's gotta listen to us?
Well, the places that we need it, it's kind of like, and we're gonna need it, is the capital stabilization. That money is all gone. We don't have any money in capital stabilization because we took everything out and funded in the articles.
On the capital stabilization.
Yeah, it's different than stabilization.
Fund.
Right, it's kind of like, but we as a town and the finance committee, we haven't said, it would be good, and you talk about, and it's on the list, best practices. What is best practices to do with your free cash?
Yeah, that's a very good question.
Right, and so
But DLS has those answers.
DLS
In their-
will have
in
them
their-
and help,
yeah.
because those are the places, it's not all rainy day fund, because if we look at what capital planning had recommended for purchase in FY '26 and FY '27, or FY '27 and beyond, there's gonna be a need for money in capital stabilization, or we're gonna have to go out and borrow. It's kind of,
Well,
and other things will come up, things break and that fall into capital stabilization, or capital planning. But the other places, we don't put any money. When you have a big, we don't put big repairs in. And the one I heard just the other day, we have a $20,000 to $30,000 bill coming for the West Townsend Reading Room to put in a new septic over there. It's kind of like,
Well, they're closing it for the winter.
they're gonna close it for the winter this year.
how much revenue does that make every year for us?
Not a lot, maybe 4,000, I
Maybe we
think.
should look at that.
It's kind of, but that's the thing, it's kind of like,
Yeah, I mean,
it's a bill, other grants, there's lots of different things that you.
I know, but is it a priority? If it only brings in 4,000, we have to spend 20.
to repair a septic, but, you know, it's kind of, those are the pieces. It's kind of like, and people keep coming with new requests, so it's kind of like.
So how does this
And,
free cash,
well, one of the places we used to do the free cash is 1/3 of, on an annual basis, 1/3 of the assessor's bill for the revaluations. It's kind of like, and we're gonna need money to seed for, elections because of the way the recent changes.
well, I guess the other question I have is, if we had been less than 1%, would they have not have asked for an override? Because this is
Because that's
300,
yeah, but we'd have to go in and look. I think if you look, we probably had positions that we funded for that weren't filled. And so there was money in certain positions. So we'd have to go back over
each one.
each one, identify the lines, and take a look at them. I don't think, but we can look at it on the FY25 BBA and see if we can identify those lines. But if it was for people, then, you know, it's kind of like in positions that weren't filled and they're positions you need, that
You still have the budget
you
for
still
them,
have the budget for them.
if there are positions that you need.
But if nobody's in them,
Yep.
how badly do you need them?
Well, if they're,
They might have been filled for part of the year and people left or came in, you know, you budgeted at the beginning of the year and they came in 6 months in. It's kind of like, so there are lots of different reasons why we'd look at the amounts per line and see, you know, is there anything that we could cut? It, you know, that would make sense.
it's possible, but you'd have to do a deeper dive.
Right.
Not in this meeting,
Right, yeah, it's
to
kind of like.
figure that out,
Go
I think.
outside the meeting, but as we get to FY26, it gets to looking at the BBA, comparing the FY25 BBA and the FY26 BBA to the FY27 budget and see. But, and again, when we look at budget, it shouldn't be budget, but it should be budget and expended. So we should have two lines. So you can look at, did we over budget year over year, and we'll just continue to over budget. If you had the BB, you know,
What does I mean, is it a strategy to over budget? I mean, is that a strategy? I mean, good, better, and
Well,
different?
it's sort of, I mean,
Or is
I
it
think
just innate
I think
in
it's sort of a
the
state
nature?
requirement, because you can't, because they don't want, you're not allowed to deficit budget except for snow and ice, right? So if you didn't, so if I only budgeted 100,000 for something that was really gonna cost me 150,000, once I run out of the 100,000, now what do? The state's not gonna let you come
Oh,
back.
yeah, but if you know that, I mean, I understand that, no, I understand that, but
Somewhere
if
in,
it's 150 and you budget for 100, I mean, that's foolish, that's reckless.
Right,
somewhere in the squish room you're talking about, many years ago, when something broke, they had to come to the FinCom to ask for our
reserve
money
fund.
for them.
Yeah. Right.
And we kept saying, I know, I was very much for it, I need to put money aside for things that are going to break, because something's going to break. And we have seen much less of these screaming requests for broken elevators, if you put it, you know.
Well, yes, there was that safety, yeah.
Yeah, and there is, but it doesn't always break.
right.
Right, so I mean, if you look at the line, last year we had 50,000 in the reserve fund and we only used about 16.
Yeah, well, look at the year before.
And the year before, we used almost every penny of it, at 50,000. Yeah.
And before, in the years gone back.
So some of that 380,000 was our 40,000 that we only used 16 of.
Oh, do we get paid back?
No, that goes into the
that
free
becomes-
cash. That's
that-
part of the free cash.
Yeah.
Right,
And then you start over again.
Then-
with the
then
new
we start
budget
over
with
again.
$40,000.
And that's why I was still very much concerned about the,
Oh, because it's always.
losing 10,000 in the budget.
We had a
Because we
50,
really
we cut
didn't
back.
lose any money in the budget. I mean, it's a fake number to start with, a 40, 50,000, 150,000, whatever you wanna call it. It's always fake money because they're sometimes heavily used, sometimes lightly used, but it's
Right.
always used for emergencies.
Right. And again, when we look at this year with the tighter budget, we probably should have gone up instead of going down.
That's,
It's kind of
We've
like
What,
got
for
to that
FY
point.
26 or 25?
26. In
We should have
25,
gone up.
we probably should have gone up. Again, we get back to best practices. When you cut your budget like we did, more than likely, there's gonna be more requests for reserve fund transfers. But if we cut it to 40, so we have to be very tight on what we use reserve fund money for.
Our department.
Yeah.
Our line.
Yeah.
But there are other
So when the
departments, like, I
requests
don't
come
know
in,
if it's facilities or whatever, but
Yeah.
some of these departments here have an extra built-in padding for breakage.
a little bit, it's.
It's not, well,
in
but
the
it wasn't
repair.
at all, there wasn't there much
But again,
before.
one of the other things that we can investigate, could we have a different reserve fund that is there for building repairs? So have a building repair reserve fund, so that when you have a repair that you didn't plan for in your maintenance and repair line, it goes to that, not the reserve fund. I think you can. have-
Well,
But
as long as there's a
okay.
piggy bank to fix these things, then they break, whether it's a dump truck or the building
We
air
had-
conditioning
yeah.
or,
We had 26,000 in fire trucks one year.
Mhm.
It's kind of like that, they needed to refurbish and repair at the end of the year, and there wasn't money in the budget.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like, so that was reserve fund. And it was approved, so it's kind of, we, again, that's gonna be about 30, that's about 35,000 of this amount. 10% of it is just from the reserve fund
Mhm.
on that excess. It's kind of like, so, and again, that number we talked about, it doesn't take into account what the revenues are, because when we did the property sales, that increased, that was above and beyond what revenues we planned for in that.
When does that money come in, or did it come in
It came in,
for 25 or 26?
it came in 25, so the most recent sales were in May, which means if everybody paid their bill before, paid for the property that they bought at auction before the end of June, it will be part of the recap and the free cash certification that happens in late fall, winter. So it's usually mid-December to mid-January, we see the free cash
Thank you.
certification. Okay, so anyway, there was a lot of, and I was gonna say, and so we did talk a little bit about the 26 BVA, because they pointed out in the 26 BVA, you can see the encumbrances that are in the sheet highlighted in the BVA.
So I have questions about the BVA.
So did I, yes.
So we ready to move over to that one?
Yeah, I think we can move to the FY 26 BVA, just so that we know, and again, the 25, these items are gonna be in the 26 BVA,
So there are no
salary lines.
salary lines, but
With-
they're negative because the
We're
people
paying
have been paid.
people, yes.
So I didn't think you could deficit spend like that, number one, and Katie Kazanjian at town meeting
Mhm.
said that like 5 times.
Right, yeah, it's not an improved practice, correct.
But
I didn't think it was allowed.
what I
I
don't
know it's not
understand-
allowed in the federal government for sure.
Right, yeah,
So-
it's kind of, so,
So there's 2 things here.
yeah,
If, I'm gonna pick on Nelson just
it's
because
because
he's the first one.
he's top on the list.
He's
Yep.
top on the list.
Yep.
So
Yeah, he's
he's
overpaid.
been paid, now is this just the month of
I would-
July?
Yes, this is the BVA through the end of July.
Okay, so he was
yeah,
paid $10,000.
Mhm.
in July, yeah.
So he makes
120.
We'll just.
Just
Yeah.
round numbers.
Yep.
So if his salary is cut to 110,
Mm-hmm,
then he has to swallow that cut over the remainder of the
I
year,
would,
which is more of a,
it's a deeper cut. Yeah,
yeah,
it's a deeper cut for the, for the remainder.
so
I,
this is,
yes.
if I was certifying the budget this year, I wouldn't have certified any of that.
Well,
I'll tell you.
well, but that's the piece. When we look at the BVA and you start at that line, all the other salary lines are the same way,
They are.
They
Now,
are, but
except,
can I tell you one
Okay.
thing?
Yeah.
Town clerk should have a number in there because that was voted on in an article
that's right.
and it does not have it.
Mhm.
So
Right, but maybe, yeah, it's kind of like.
the only way they can cut him is to go back to town meeting.
right.
Yes, it's kind of like, so.
Do they know that?
Well, somebody should
This
know
is-
that.
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
Okay, so if you go to the end of the BVA, you'll see that the total in the budget is 22 million.
Okay, so
So
that
the-
was my question, was that
That's
22 million, but you have all these zeros.
correct.
So does that 22 million
The 22
somehow include those zeros,
No.
even though they're zeros?
No, it
So
does
the budget is higher.
The budget is, the budget that was voted at town meeting on June 28th was higher than that, yes.
So
It's kind
that
of like,
amount does not, if you add up all
Well-
those, it does not equal that.
no, it's kind of like, so that's the piece, so yes.
Smoke and mirrors.
Well, that's what it, yeah.
Well,
Well,
okay, let's ask
That's
this other
gonna
question.
stop.
When are these salary lines gonna be filled in?
Okay, hang on, I got my email back today.
You got an
Okay.
answer for that?
I sent an email, because I said a couple of things I wanted, but it kind of like, because we had requests in the last meeting, so, so we're talking about BVA, because I asked for, when are we gonna see a FY 26 BVA with real numbers? Because without salaries, it's not a real budget yet. It's kind of like, and it doesn't match and marry back to, it, in my mind, needs to match and marry back to what we approved at town meeting,
Exactly.
with the cuts. It's kind of like wherever those are gonna come from. But, the message for this is, I don't think we'll have a finalized FY 26 budget until union negotiations are completed, anticipating early to mid-October at the earliest.
So how long is this gonna go, how long is this allowed to go on? I mean, is there a rule on this, or can it just go on until next year?
Just, see, I don't know, I guess
Yeah,
all these budgets should work the same way the federal does, because I used to be an HR person and if I didn't have money in the
you
county
couldn't pay
line,
people.
I couldn't pay the people. I
Right.
mean,
Well, that's,
so,
exactly.
so how are they paying these people with no money in the county line? I mean, that should be illegal,
It must be a nightmare.
but
Right,
it should be
but-
Well,
illegal.
is it
But-
illegal?
but-
Do we not know
but again,
that?
I
Can we
think-
call DLS?
I think because we approved the budget with the override, being in there, and pending
Okay.
the override passing, that.
The override didn't pass, though.
No,
but we voted at town meeting to, the salary lines that were listed were voted as budget as long as the override passed.
But
So-
it didn't.
So
But,
start with,
but then it had a negative number.
but then there was a
Okay.
negative number, but that was not on any specific line, that was just saying, we're gonna subtract this
So,
much from this
we
area.
voted on a budget that didn't exist.
Exist, exactly. So,
That's-
Well,
so
okay.
that's the question, is that legal?
Well, in my mind, it's illegal.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's
So we-
totally
the
illegal.
So we
question-
passed a budget that didn't exist.
And even Katie got up there and said you
But
can't
Well,
put that
it's kinda
budget
like,
into
That's
the
what-
thing.
that's- but that's the
Yeah.
piece, it's kinda like, I believe they were trying to save work on the accountant, because if they put the numbers in,
They weren't saving work on the accountant. The accountant was there trying to tell them they were
She's gone,
wrong.
isn't she?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
For a
They
better
saved all her
job.
salary. good move.
Yep, did you see the new one posted?
I know.
In there, so
What,
what
you
they
put-
didn't wanna put in a number and then have to readjust all the salary lines. Because.
But now they
How are
have
the
no,
negotiations going, by
After
the
the-
way, do we know?
but now we have no
We're gonna
numbers.
know by mid,
Mid-October.
at the earliest.
At the
Late,
earliest?
yes,
So-
early,
so
early to
we're
mid-October
meeting
at the
And we're
earliest.
talking about a budget that doesn't exist, that we illegally voted on, so are
Okay,
we
but
wasting
don't,
our time?
doesn't the tax rate have to be set by
December, mid,
15th or
think
something
it's
to that effect?
mid-
Because
yeah.
tax bills have to be allowed to go out
finalized tax bill.
January 1st.
Right,
So if we don't have a budget by then what happens?
Good question, Kathy.
we
Oh,
can't
yeah.
send, we can't send finalized tax bills.
Which means
Means-
people don't have to pay.
Correct.
Which
My bank
means,
will give
Which
it anyway.
means-
Which means
Yeah.
revenue coming in.
No, but wait a minute, does that mean you'll have to pay a higher rate and all at once when they finally figure it out? If they ever do? Maybe we'll never pay taxes again.
Good luck.
Good luck on that.
Yeah,
maybe this
it's,
is
what do you think
first-
this is, Florida?
Oh, yeah, right. Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
I'm sorry, it's kinda like I do listen to the news. They wanna do away with, real estate tax in
Oh, I heard
Florida.
that, yeah.
It's kinda like, so, I'm sorry, it's kinda,
No, that's a
I
great
don't mean
idea.
it as anything,
that's a
it was
great
just a
idea.
joke.
In
Let's talk
Alabama,
about it's
over
not a joke.
65, you don't have to pay real estate tax, so most of us at this table,
Yeah, we
Well,
qualify for
I'm
that,
telling you something, most states in this country, if you're over 65, you get at least a discount.
but not in Massachusetts, you get a surcharge.
Massachusetts, the living
Yeah.
too long.
And
Your
then-
fault.
And that's the other piece, yeah. So, and then the other
They'll
thing, they
rent
had
you
asked
I've
out.
never
for,
seen a mess
So why
like
are we
this.
gonna even
I-
talk about that?
So this means.
I don't know that we can, I mean, there's certain, I looked at certain lines, and certain lines are kinda high, but they made sense because it's the dues lines. Everybody,
Oh, they're all due.
They're all
yeah.
due-
that.
they're all
Yeah,
due in
because
July,
I
so,
know ours was,
yeah,
yeah.
so it's kind of, you
One,
know, so,
one thing
Okay.
that concerned me was,
yeah, there's two, yeah, 2 or 3.
for the Board of Selectmen or the Select Board, they haven't changed that yet, but, they have $12.50 set aside for office supplies, they've
And
already spent 411.
Yeah, they spent 25% of their,
Yeah.
Yeah, in a month.
and again, that's the thing that we have to watch for
Because
this,
that's,
this year. And is that, you
And
know,
I'm
do
not
I-
saying they're
No, but-
buying things that,
no, I mean,
Paper.
toner and paper are expensive, it's kind of
Yeah.
like, but I don't know if it's paying for the contract.
But we should know what those items are.
Well,
line item.
we want, yeah, when we see a high line item like that, we wanna know what it is. You know, are we copying more because we're paying whatever the fee per page printing is? It's kinda like, and that kind of thing. So there's a couple of lines that are,
yeah, there's like the repair and maintenance, the town clerk repair and maintenance.
wait,
They've used almost,
they've used more than,
they've used more
Right.
than they were.
Well, for
Then they
the elections and registrations,
right, yeah,
not
Well,
for
that's
the
gonna happen.
Yeah.
town clerk group.
right. So,
Yeah.
probably.
Oh, yeah.
something went
Yeah,
up.
so they,
I mean,
Yeah,
Where's the clerk?
one of the readers went down, one of the
Oh,
ballot
okay,
readers broke. and
but
then
then we have to pay more for the police officer.
That's already up there. So if you look at that line, you'll see professional services is a little higher already.
Mhm.
But again, it's kind of like we did have an election there. So it's kind of like, so but it looks like the only other
But that
schedule.
election was last fiscal year, right? That was in June.
July, wasn't it?
Yeah,
July 29th.
I thought it was June, was it July?
the override.
The override meeting, July.
Oh,
Yeah, June was something else.
June was all the town meetings. We didn't have a vote in June,
oh, that's right,
The election was
that's
in
right,
July.
it was
Yeah.
July.
kind of,
Because professional
How soon you
services,
forget,
Right.
Kathy Swafford.
I know, it's all a big blur.
yeah, professional services is a little high.
But not really, if there was an election this year,
Right,
and that's not what the police officer cost, even, the $946.
they had 2 and it was about that, I think it was $800 for the 2 officers.
No, it's
They-
No,
13.
12 or 13. I have the bill.
And
Ah.
professional services, more comes out of that, and
Yeah.
that,
I understand.
I don't
They were-
even
Oh,
think that's,
printing the ballots and all that comes out of there.
yeah, so I bet that's the balance, I don't
Hmm.
think that's the police officer, I bet that hasn't hit yet,
Yeah, okay.
No, there is a bill though, I haven't covered.
for the police. Yeah, there
Yeah.
is a bill, but I think this
Yeah,
is
it
only
hasn't hit
July.
that. That's only July's
Oh,
PBA.
so
Why
I
so
bet
much
that's-
money? Is it hazardous duty or something?
Because they got rid of the constable, and
I know about that.
she was $200. The details you have to pay in lump sums of 8
4
or 9.
4 hours,
4
usually it's 4
hours.
hours
Mm.
minimum.
So it was
But they were there
13
8
instead of
hours.
Right,
2.
and, you know,
Well,
so that,
But
just a
usually you have to
couple
pay them
lines.
for whether they're there an hour or not, and then however many hours
Right.
later, so.
So it cost, what, how much?
It was
13.
It was just about 1,300.
They're
Instead
doing
of
two.
paying two.
So we have to look at that. I mean, that's,
Didn't we, the town say get her back, so get him back, get a town's constable back? Didn't
I
I
they?
don't think-
tried that, but.
no,
it-
we tried.
I know
it,
you did, but
yeah.
didn't anybody, he wasn't,
No,
okay.
because
No.
the solicitor, whatever he is, he.
Yeah,
Next
whatever he is a good
he
statement
nixed
there.
it because he said, I don't know, common law.
Something
Anyway,
about
blah, blah, blah.
arresting or something, puts the
Yeah,
town in
arrests
jeopardy or
Town in
something.
jeopardy and, yeah, we'll revisit that because I have a lot of information on that.
Good,
But,
yeah, no.
back to the budget that doesn't exist. I love Carol's definition of that.
Yeah, it's hard to look at a budget. There's just a couple of lines we can look at. When I looked at bottom line and we were at 12%, that's high, but that's because the full budget's not listed in there. It's
But
kinda
at 12% of what?
like- It's 12%
Of what the numbers are.
of what the numbers are.
But the numbers aren't real.
But
Of
So
the
it's like,
total down here,
That-
it's not reflected.
fronted at,
up
yeah, so
Right.
it's like
So-
12% doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
it
the
doesn't quite-
unexpended is increased by at least nearly 1,500 a year.
I just think it's a big waste of our time.
In other
It
words,
Yeah, so I,
It is a waste.
And I also think it's kind of insulting to us that we would even have this. I mean, and more importantly, it's insulting to the taxpayer. That is,
Yeah.
it's unexcusable, I think.
They
It
still
is.
don't know
It's
how
kinda
they do
like-
deficits.
I don't know how you
yeah,
do it.
I don't, it's kind of like we,
Yeah, I thought if we didn't approve a budget, we had to go back to last year's
That's
budget.
what we.
12, yeah, 112.
12 of 12.
Yeah,
but we approved the budget. It's
But
kinda
they,
like-
they didn't
But
approve
but
the
it-
we,
Right,
override
they
we
didn't approve the
tried to
override.
get them to not approve it at town, meeting,
meeting,
yeah.
to put it aside, but
but
the
yeah,
townspeople said, nope, nope, nope. You gotta,
So now we have,
we gotta
We
have,
We
Yeah.
voted it and then we had the override vote and.
but
the
they
override
ended
vote.
up with, really, they voted on a budget, they had no idea what they were voting on.
that's right.
But it wasn't a real vote, because it was more of a, I think it was
Wait.
more of a,
Time limit. We have to have a budget by July 1st.
yeah, it was fake, and it was pushed, and it was almost bullied, I guess that's the word I wanna use.
Threats,
Threats, intimidation,
Yeah.
we're gonna have,
Yeah,
you know,
no,
we won't
I-
have this,
yeah.
no one's gonna come to your house if there's a fire.
Oh, yeah,
On and
yeah,
on.
I forgot about that part, yes, yeah,
uh-huh,
yeah, I remember.
Right, yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
there were issues.
yes, I agree.
It's 9
Yeah.
o'clock,
Okay, it is, I guess.
is it really 9 o'clock?
It
Yeah.
is,
No,
because we started so late.
Oh, I
and it-
forgot.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
1:00, so I don't have.
What are you turning into a mustard?
A mushroom, take a watch, see.
So I guess-
A princess, not a
So
mushroom.
I guess we don't really need to go too much far about the BVA.
I don't think,
No.
I don't
No.
think so,
No.
but,
What can we actually say intelligently about it?
well, there-
I could say a lot.
we can say for certain things, like the, office supplies line, it's kind of like it's at 25%. That has to be watched. It's kind of like, if you're 25% when you're a month in,
We're in trouble.
What are
There'll be no
the,
more
What-
office supplies.
well, that's the thing, it's kind of like,
Well, the Board of Selectmen's 32.92%
yeah,
on
For
their
office
budget
supplies?
yeah,
for office supplies.
five,
in 1 month.
in
Yeah.
1 month.
in 1 month?
So in 3 months, and again, I don't
Is
think
that
it
because they cut it so drastically?
might be. We kind of,
Maybe we
Probably.
should, well, let's ask for, are we allowed to ask for a reason, or are we gonna?
we
tell
can, we can
can't
go
have it?
back and say, we looked at the BVA, we have a question on,
Okay, let's do that, 'cause
Yeah.
I mean, I
it's
hope
kinda like-
they didn't take any last year's bills and pay it in July by mistake.
I think there might have been a couple, but not the Board of Selectmen.
would there be a mistake?
Yes,
Well, if it's last year's bill, it shouldn't come out of this year's budget.
Well, I know, but would it have been a mistake or would it have?
yeah,
It could have been just, they got a
Just
bill,
put
they
it-
put
it-
it through and.
put it
nobody
through,
caught
put it, you know, because
So-
it.
Mhm.
One question that we can ask, so
because
on that
nobody
first
sent it.
sheet,
Mhm.
right, there's a line there, Board of Selectmen 121 prior year encumbrance.
Yeah.
Of $65, but it does nothing under the Board of Selectmen on this sheet.
Now what sheet do you want?
Was that, there could have been a 20,
What's that?
Is that
Where
on
are
the?
you seeing encumbrance
Where
on
are you?
this sheet?
Where's
Right,
selectment?
the
Oh,
second-
fire,
the
6530,
second-
yeah.
second.
Right down here, the
Page
second,
two.
second grouping.
Page 2.
Oh, okay, I missed that.
No,
Okay.
page one,
Yep, I see it.
Page one.
Yep,
page one.
Encumbrance.
Oh,
it's
Okay.
kind of like, let me see if I can get there quickly.
But it doesn't show up on this sheet, which is supposedly all
Oh,
the
I see.
encumbrances that we had
Right.
for last
okay.
year.
should it show up on that other sheet?
If
Well,
there's
that's
an
a
outstanding bill, then yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
So we have to shift that to this sheet.
now let's,
This is undated, so.
Wait a minute, where's the blue selectment?
So the first sheet
No,
there.
no, on this thing.
Same thing on accounting.
well, and again, with
I
the,
hate double-sided, it drives me nuts.
They did it properly if you did it that way.
Who's board, I don't even see board selectment on this.
Board of Selectmen is a very tough sheet.
No,
No, on
on the
this
little
one.
one.
Oh,
On the
yeah.
encumbrance sheet, select board, yeah, they don't have that on here.
Oh, there's
Oh,
two.
no,
There's two.
6530.
Where?
6530,
It's 6530, select board Comcast 6530.
Yeah,
Where,
alright,
Um,
line,
Second
Oh,
page.
yeah.
second page,
Second page.
backside,
Fourth, fifth line, sixth line.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3,
Oh,
4,
select
5,
board,
6,
okay.
7, yeah.
Yep,
Yep,
Comcast.
so it is there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we don't, so that's okay, right?
All right, so
Okay.
the other one was the accounting
I
one
saw
we
one on
said,
accounting as
Yeah.
well.
there was
There's
one
one
for
in accounting.
accounting.
Yeah.
Which was,
Prior year encumbrance. Well, why would they put it on this
Accounting
one?
CBiz, so that's the last payment
Why would they
for
put it
the,
on It was last year's.
outside.
Oh, there it is, okay. Yep, there it is.
I don't know.
John, I have a
Okay.
question.
Yeah.
If it was last year's encumbrance, why is it on this year's BVA?
Because they moved it in so that they can pay it this year. You can't post anything to FY '25 anymore, so you have to say, I encumbered it over here and brought that money to pay it out of, in FY '26.
Right, oh, you didn't put the percent, oh, yeah, you did, okay. 67%?
What's 67%?
Expenses for the professional services, training, communication reports, board of selection supplies, travel, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, that's because the total for the budget doesn't include the salaries, but the salaries are in here
Oh, and have been deducted.
and
Right.
have been deducted. So that's the problem with looking at it right now. But
Mhm.
good questions, it's kind of like if you look at it, have the questions, we can understand it.
It's crazy, what's this accounting business, 11.33% used in the first
That would,
month?
okay, that, because I'm looking at it and I'm thinking they paid, Elizabeth, because Katie was gone, I think, before July, or did she do first 2 weeks of July?
Yes.
She might have done first.
Mhm.
yeah, I think she
Yeah.
did.
Okay. So but it's kind of like, I think part of that might be Katie, part of it might be CBiz, and it's kind of like, so we have to ask,
I think we should know what it is.
right, when we see a number like that, and we don't have an accountant right now, unless they're, because CBiz is a contract to do the accounting services. And be our town accountant, but that's under professional services, it's not under accounting, it's not a thing. That,
Professional and technical services?
Yeah.
That's CBiz.
that's CBiz.
And what's professional and technical audit?
That is, Clark, Brazilian Clark, the auditors. So every year we have that full audit.
Yeah.
We met with Tony in
Oh, the
June.
meeting we had?
the meeting we had, where Tony presented the audit results.
That was $35,000?
Well, not just that meeting.
Oh, okay.
He has a crew that comes in
Oh, I
and,
know.
and
they-
spends
they-
weeks.
Room two, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like they're in meeting room 2, and it's kind of like they're getting all these reports.
But did they do that in July?
Not normally, usually, we didn't pay them in July. There's still 35,000 left to go, unexpended.
Oh, okay.
So,
So what's the 11,000?
so the
11.36.
11.36 is, again, because the salary for the accountant
Oh, so,
and
oh my God. Oh.
is not in there.
All right, so we can't do this then.
Right, yeah,
We can't
it's,
do this. This is
right.
like nuts.
no, it's kind of like there's just certain lines like we saw for the office supplies. It's kind of like, other than that, there's not a lot of value in going through this yet.
What
Mhm.
happens, so I'm looking at the Board of Assessors who who does not have a large budget.
Right.
They've already spent 49% of it because of the salaries.
Right,
I mean,
Yeah.
they've spent very little otherwise.
Yeah.
So so this is the end of July,
Yeah.
these numbers.
Right.
So right now, they're running their whole department in a deficit.
well, it looks that way because it's all salary. If you look at their expenses, they haven't spent anything in their
I
expense
know,
line.
but
That's
it's still
insane,
gonna be
though.
their whole department's gonna be a deficit, so then where does the
Mhm.
money come from to pay for anything?
Well,
Right,
that's
so
true,
but
because,
that's the
right,
That's
question.
exactly
well,
true.
this is why I'm
This is
saying,
crazy.
Mm.
how,
then
how
we-
are they,
we have
how are they
questions,
allowed,
yeah.
how are they allowed to pay salaries with no money?
Allocated, it kind of,
But how is it?
yeah, yeah, okay, so we have, the biggest question is, how are we
No, I mean-
operating?
Here's the town clerk,
Okay,
79
how are we
cents.
operating?
Oh, really? I didn't.
Oh,
notice
yeah,
that.
town clerk is way,
Yeah, that's it. They might as well close up.
79%.
79.
So you know that that's gone by now?
right,
That's
yeah,
gone.
They
because,
only had 1,900
mm,
left.
Yep, and who's this at 40.79? Is this a
That's-
joke? This is horrible.
yeah, those are the questions we can,
Questions, Dawn.
Yeah.
Let's go to the part where we make.
138% for planning
Wait.
board.
Oh, the planning board.
They're already in
They're
a
over,
deficit.
yeah.
ooh,
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 I don't know how.
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
planning board.
Insulting,
This is-
insulting,
Oh.
insulting. Yep. It's not even smoking, it's not even smoking there. There's no smoke, there's no
No,
mirror.
it's kind of like, it's kind of like, where?
I'm glad wow, it makes my budget look really good at home. I'm doing great.
Yeah, 138%
Budget,
over.
Yep.
Yeah.
what's the budget?
Well, I'm out to 2028 in my detail. How much I'm paying each person
Wow,
each month
that,
when the
that
money's
was
coming
just,
in.
that's.
Oh.
well, if you go
That's
down
fine.
I
to
hope this is
the,
not
I'm
harbinger
out
of
to
what's to come.
I'm out
With
to
the board
about
of selectmen.
2050 with my income.
so the fire EMS professional services,
Yeah.
they're 150%.
That's just what I was looking at.
Yeah, that was kind of high. I didn't know what that was.
So it's like, well, how do they get, I mean, they spent a lot of money.
Yeah, they do.
But yeah, it's kind of like they budgeted 6,776 and they spent 10,000 in it
Already,
already.
just with the,
When's the DLS coming in?
also with the hazardous waste
I haven't
collection.
heard yet. I'll
Yeah.
send an email back to, the person that.
Yeah.
They said they're gonna be out.
I mean,
Yeah, we gotta ask the chief about
Oh,
that.
no, I think.
well, they've already almost spent all of their hazardous waste collection money.
I suspect if they had a hazardous collection day, it's one a year, and it's kind of like. that might be-
For what?
Yeah, but the professional services,
Hmm,
I mean, I hope he doesn't need any more professional
So-
services this year.
hmm.
Yeah, I hope not.
And I don't know where he's gonna make up, his- you know,
I
he's gonna
think
make
they
it.
should
I
He
mean-
make
better,
money
he better
out
take
of the
take
sky.
some money out of his uniform allowances to make up the deficit.
Well, they've already spent 82% of their
Are you doing
patient
police
care
or fire?
reporting.
Yeah, well,
Safety, okay.
I think that's a once a year report.
Is that a once-a-year report? Okay,
Yeah,
so that
and,
makes,
and they do it early every year.
okay, so then
Okay.
that's okay.
Well, we'll
If
see.
it's
We'll see.
a once a year, but if it's more than once a year report, then they're in deep trouble.
Okay.
Yeah.
Board of Selectmen has not adjusted these 0 lines that aren't here, or the ones that aren't here.
Mhm.
How can they possibly spend income that they aren't authorized to spend? In other words, pay for people that should be fired or relieved or reduced,
Well, but they,
the kind of things that they kept saying, it's not your business.
Yeah.
well, but
Here's your
the
answer.
town voted, what was it, close to a $28 million budget?
Whatever it was, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of like, round numbers. It's kind of like, so the town voted 28 million, but we're not seeing 28 million in the accounting system.
Right,
to get-
Right,
but we're still, every day,
Mhm.
or the end of the week, or the end of the 2-week period, or the end of the month, depending on what period you're on as far as getting your just due,
Mhm.
those people, whoever they
Mhm.
are being paid for services based on what they were doing for the town last year. And although their money is no longer in the budget,
Well, it's not officially in the accounting system. It was in the budget that was passed at town
but
meeting.
how do they
based
pay?
on only based on the override passing. The override did not pass, so therefore that money is not there. It's not been budgeted for.
Only a segment of it, the 238,000 that was in the override is not there.
Right, and
So 238,000 out of $3.5 million of salary, it's kind of like,
But still the whole point is,
you,
you don't have a funding line that has any money in it.
right.
So how are you cutting a
Right.
check?
They
What are
had-
you cutting the check? What funding line are you cutting the check against to pay these people?
Are they paying them?
What-
Are people getting paid?
I would say they are, because we're seeing the negative lines on the salary
Well,
line.
the negative lines are in there, but how are they,
So,
what are they billing? I mean,
yeah.
what accounting line are they using to pay these people?
Where's the
When
accounting
there's
line?
no-
Where's the
I
money?
see what you're using.
Where's the total money coming from?
You know what I'm
Because
saying?
by the end of
I do, I do,
September,
I do. Yeah, yeah.
we are
Because-
1/4 into the fiscal
Because
year.
it's showing
Mhm.
that they paid the town administrator $10,000, but there's no budget for it. So there's an accounting line, there should be an accounting line that when I pay that $10,000, it goes
It'd be
against that
So
accounting.
where
So-
is this accounting being
So,
reconciled?
well, it's,
so what, how are they paying these people when there's no money in that accounting?
Well, there may be
that
no money in
line
the
is
account.
there.
As far as the entire budget that was passed by the
But
town,
it
there
doesn't,
is, what did you say, 28,000 or
it was like 258,000.
$258,000 not appropriated?
That's
We have
right.
already spent 25, by the end of this month, we'll have spent 25% of that.
because when I used to have to pay people,
Yeah,
if
Discussion.
I had to pay them against an accounting line, and if that accounting line was zero, they either A, didn't get paid, or B, I had to go back to the support people and say, you need to put money in that account.
Mhm.
So I'm saying, there's zero money there,
right.
how are they getting paid?
I think this is a huge issue, and I
Because
think that we should ask DLS.
That money's gonna
I
come
really
out
do,
of
Dawn.
a line, that money's
Yeah.
gonna come out of a line of
I mean, this
accounting.
is not the Board of Selectmen's money, this is the town's
This is the
money.
town's money.
This
It's
is the
how we do-
residents' taxes,
That's
and
what I'm
I
saying.
think that they're being very cavalier about this, and I think that that's not good governing. I really don't.
The town asked the Board of Selectmen, by not passing the override, to fire, remove, or reduce
The budget.
these people making this much money.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
but it
then-
wasn't just salary.
No, it was just the overall
Yeah.
budget, whatever.
Oh, that was,
Yeah.
There were a couple of expenses. I
But,
think,
yeah, I think there was a couple, but.
okay, well, I don't remember.
The majority.
Well, the majority, I
Yes.
guess, well, that's what they led us to believe,
Right,
yeah,
that was-
right,
that was
that we
what we
couldn't
were-
make a budget because we hadn't negotiated with the unions or
Yeah, and they
whoever,
couldn't,
yeah,
they couldn't negotiate with the unions because they didn't pass a budget.
yeah,
Which-
so,
Which
yeah.
makes
So
no
absurd.
sense, doesn't make any sense.
No, 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 no,
None
no,
whatsoever.
that's double
No,
speak.
by the time you get to budget time and town meeting in May, you have all your union stuff done.
That's right.
Well, that's what
What are you doing
DLS says, that you're supposed to meet every 3 months with the school, the FinCom, and the Board of Selectmen to discuss the budget items. It's right, it's like the first thing in the DLS best practices. It's like the first paragraph. And actually Valerie Selectman brought that up at the last meeting, and here's my favorite line, recommended, but we really don't have to do it.
Over and over. they said.
Over and over, yeah, it's like everybody does it.
But,
But anyways,
Okay, sorry, we,
No, we didn't get off topic.
no, it's kinda like.
I thought we were very good.
we done something wrong?
It's kinda like, it's
No.
already quarter
We were
past
very
9,
good,
so.
you said. You must have done something wrong.
No. Okay, discuss, oh boy,
we kinda-
let's not do that.
Well, I was gonna say, do we wanna
No.
move, that's gonna be a long discussion for.
Yeah.
yeah,
Discuss the forms to be
standardized.
Yeah.
used.
Oh,
with,
that's
like-
gonna be a long night.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I make a motion that we move that to another?
Yes,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Second.
yeah. Okay, thank you, it's kinda like,
yeah.
because we're,
All in favor?
What's Blue Book? What's the Blue Book?
well, I thought
I
you said,
remember-
What's your
I
car
thought
worth?
that was what you.
well,
called
I
best
brought the
practice.
blue book,
Oh,
but I brought the wrong blue book.
Oh,
okay, so the blue book.
I know, it's
was
our
the
book,
budget,
our book,
the
okay.
budget.
I emptied
But
all
All I
of
can
the
think of
stuff
is
in
our
there.
Blue Book.
But I did go through it. I did go through it, and if you do have your blue book, I think the best one was the treasurer collector, that
Oh, I just
section.
got-
I think she had the most, detailed
in the notes.
Oh,
information.
when we met, you mean, you're
Right.
talking about when we met.
Yeah, you know,
She was
that,
good, but Snow and Ice was good too, I mean, Snow and Ice was, Highway Department was
Highway.
good too.
yeah, so there was those two, so, that maybe we could use them as a sample or something
Well, if you,
of what, of the detail that we wanna see
Yeah,
from the
and
folks.
now the other thing I was thinking with that is,
Don Cathy needs a Blue Book.
oh, okay.
I need refills,
Yeah,
obviously, we haven't
and
gotten
I was
that far.
gonna, and Kathy, I was gonna get you also the, handbook that we all received, from MMA.
Oh, okay.
And that's really good,
So,
that's
kinda-
very good,
so
but I'll let you see my Blue Book.
yeah.
I just brought the wrong.
I don't wanna see you.
Okay, so we'll do that for next time.
Review agenda items from the Board of Selectmen meeting for questions.
Yeah,
Oh my word, it'll take us another 2
yeah.
hours.
It is, it's a long meeting, it's kinda like, but I think it was, I put that on there because I wasn't specific about it. There was a section in the meeting that I haven't been able to break it down to, where they talked about surplus items and what was gonna be sold.
Oh, yes,
So-
Jerry, that was for you, surplus, remember?
So I printed their agenda, so we had a copy of it. And we can put it in here, so it's gonna,
Yeah, the surplus request, so are we on that item now?
Do you have an extra copy of that?
oh, yeah, I do.
So are we on 4.5?
We are on 4.5. so-
Okay, so the surplus requests that they have there, are those people requesting the surplus equipment they have, or they're requesting to buy?
They were requesting 2 surplus equipment they had,
Okay,
because they're getting replacements.
okay. So did the fire truck come in that we spent the extra 80,000 on?
Not that I know of. There's 2 of them, remember,
Well-
not just one.
But there was one for 80,000 that was supposed to be in June timeframe.
Yeah,
then the
81
other was-
extra.
Right, but did that one arrive?
No,
I have not heard yet.
And I have a public request form in, which has been in there for probably 4 to 6 weeks, and I have no response to it, about the fire, about that fire and about the tariffs.
Mhm.
Totally ignored. So now I have to go deal with the state.
Yeah.
I mean, why we're not allowed to know these things is beyond me. It's our money that pays for them.
That's right.
Sorry, it's kind of like, oh, it is surplus requests, okay.
It was for a generator and a truck.
Yeah, there was, in the 1994 ambulance,
Oh, that's right, ambulance and the
Yeah.
generator.
Yeah.
Is that ambulance the old TEMA ambulance, or?
I think so, being this
That's what
1994.
I'm
So,
thinking too.
I mean, I was on the fire department website the other day. I don't think they have a full listing of their apparatus on the
Dawn,
website.
I've had a request in for over 2 months for that.
Hmm.
And I went to Katie when she was originally here.
Yeah.
And she said she'd been asking for it for 2 years because she couldn't do her,
Doesn't the,
what do you call it, depreciation.
Right, yeah.
doesn't the selectman's
I-
office
for the
have to
insurance,
fill
I
that
would-
out every year for the
I
state?
no,
I haven't seen one.
I would
And
would
for the
think,
insurance
for the
too.
insurance
but
policy,
that's what
everything
she
that's
was
covered by it.
complaining about, because the
We-
insurance,
We used to get a form every year. from
they're
the
not
selectmen.
getting it back.
Mm.
Let's put it this way, Katie didn't get it, and my public records request was
But
ignored.
we have not had it.
I
They
haven't seen
haven't
it.
sent it out.
No, I haven't seen
Years
one.
ago, probably in 2018, 19, 20, 21, we used to get a request form from the selectman's office to list all our equipment that we currently have.
Mhm.
Haven't seen it in the last few years.
There you go.
No,
So there you go. Figure it out.
Best practices.
Yep. Yep, get it.
Management review is what we need here from DLS,
Mhm.
big time.
Okay, so do we wanna, is there anything more we wanna, are we looking to see when they're gonna list these equipment, or? I mean, obviously, they can't list a fire truck until they get a replacement for it.
What do you mean? As, I thought they did on, listed for surplus.
They only listed an ambulance and the generator.
Oh, you're saying there's a fire truck coming that's
Well,
gonna be
if-
surplus?
No, when the fire truck,
When
the
the
fire-
old one would be surplus.
How do we know this? Does that happen all the time?
Well, it said, in capital planning, it said to replace this truck.
well, I've been
The word-
asking that question for 5 years, so I guess I'm gonna join the group of asking questions.
It kind of,
Where
Watch
are they?
yourself there, Jerry.
well,
Oh,
and the
be
same, I mean,
careful.
the highway department, the dump truck is gonna probably be nothing but scrap.
Oh,
But
yeah,
it
that
still
was
has
like
a
20
monetary
20-year-old
value, even though
dump
it's scrap,
Yeah.
it goes to.
MJM Metal.
MJM Metal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I did do,
Yeah.
I did find out down at the water department the other day that they actually have a list of their 5 years of what they've surplus.
Okay,
So,
so what is it, how do they surplus? They surplus it different than the,
no?
it's not not town-owned property, so that they surplus it
Mhm.
on their own.
Apparently.
Hmm.
And when you surplus it, what do you do, sell it or?
Yeah, you
scrap?
list it on your,
Well,
on
a
your
lot of
website,
times
take
it's
bids.
just junk,
It depends on what it is.
what it is.
Well,
It can be just junk and they'll sell it to
The scrap yard,
metal
Right, yeah.
guy up there.
or whatever.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. I had voting equipment, the old voting booths,
Mhm.
and so we put it out for the other towns, if
Mhm.
anybody
Mhm.
wants them, whatever.
Yeah.
No response. So I think Rob ended up bringing them up to MJS.
Okay,
Metals, I
metal,
think.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
So on this,
Okay.
Board of Selectmen thing.
Yeah.
4.17 is transfer of properties to Conservation Commission. That's just going from the tax record. So instead of putting them on tax sale, they go directly to the Conservation Commission?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of, there was, and that may be some leftover from properties committee last year, I'll take a look at it. Because last year we went through every town property and said, you know, whether it was conservation commission or water or, you know, whatever department might be interested, to check with them. So this one, may have taken them a while to clean up.
So, just a question, why does the town get to have first dibs on property that could be sold at a tax sale? I mean, I
Because-
understand that it's, the state conveys it to the town.
Yeah.
I understand that,
No,
but
it's
why
not-
doesn't it get put back on the,
Wait,
on the tax roll?
because that's the choice of the select board of what to do with the recommendation from the properties committee. The properties committee recommends these properties should be sold, and they will look at the list and determine, whether it's gonna be put on the.
So they have first refusal? Is that what it is?
Kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of like, the properties committee may say sell, but it's only a recommendation to sell it. Once that recommendation has been made and presented to the select board at their meetings can determine what to do with the property.
So if it's kept by the town, there's no tax revenue being generated, correct?
Correct. It's kind of like there was no revenue before and there's no revenue again, but if it's, for conservation, sometimes they were small parcels of less than a quarter acre. So we'd have to look at these and see what the size of these lots.
Okay.
Are,
Highway sander dump truck.
mhm.
Oh, they voted on a useful life of it.
Yeah.
That doesn't have anything to do with us, right?
I don't think so, but that might go to capital planning.
Capital?
Yeah, capital planning, because if they voted a useful life on it, then it should be in there and part of the planning for when it's gonna get replaced.
I think the last truck they had was like 20 years old.
But
Yeah,
it was a 2002 that he was replacing
Right, so.
this year, so, that's 23 years.
old.
So
Yeah.
he
Get his money.
he and his mechanic keep those going. a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
But he doesn't have a mechanic anymore.
Hmm,
they go in.
they got rid of him.
Yeah.
I know he was talking about taking another position if they restructured, but,
The mechanic never got,
they got rid of it and we're outsourcing, we're doing mechanic stuff.
We have to look at this outsourcing stuff too.
Well,
I'm not a big outsourcing person. I think.
Yeah.
there should
that's-
be,
but when we talk about it, I'll bring it up next time.
Bring it
Because,
up next
back on the BVA, it's kind of like one of the things, MIS is already at $35,000 for the first month out of a $160,000 contract. Not gonna sustain it for the year if we continue working it.
Can I go back to one question way back?
I did,
Guardian?
When you said you wanted to talk about the water department next time,
Yeah,
do you have particular questions you want to ask?
well,
No, we just want to see,
the
just like
enterprise.
the Board of Health, how
Okay,
much you're getting, what are you doing with it?
okay.
How's it
Yeah.
going over there
So,
with Koi Pond?
yeah, so see how, okay, so we'll reach out to,
And
see if
then,
we can get an update from Dave, maybe,
Mhm.
kind of like where he is on the budget.
all right, so, all right, I listened to that capital strategic solution update on
Mhm.
public relations services. And that did seem reasonable, because it was on call when you needed it. It wasn't like a contract that we're bound to like
It's a-
Guardian, it's a
This is,
as need basis.
Right. okay,
And I think it was reasonable too.
What company was that?
This was for,
If you have,
public
an-
relations
if you have
issues.
an incident in
Oh,
town.
Like if
oh.
something hits the fan
Oh, I
and the,
see, okay.
they'll
you know,
write the
banner Boston
response or
Globe,
whatever.
Townsend hits the Boston Globe,
Mhm.
we're gonna have a PR company
I
come
think
out.
we've had that, in the past, quite honest.
But it wasn't a contract, that it was like Guardian, it was, we're here for you when you need us,
Right,
per,
right.
okay, so that's what, yeah.
so what line will that come out, will that come out of professional services, out of the Board of Selectmen?
I would anticipate that's where they do
Okay,
it.
all right,
But,
just to be sure.
yeah, kind of,
And then Parks and Cemeteries got rid of a vehicle. I think that's on their problem.
Yeah.
Oh, the postage machine was a big deal. I don't think they figured it out.
okay. Okay, I'll see,
I think we talked about that early on when we had the different departments come with the postage. Who was buying, what was the,
well, yeah, because the postage machine generally is paid for in the treasurer collector office, and generally everybody else uses it, but
So should everybody
I
have
think
their
it was
own
a-
account as far as postage?
was it a new contract and was gonna be?
No,
I think it was a contract and
We
they
have-
couldn't
the
decide.
town
Okay.
clerk's office has
The postage.
The postage,
postage, because when we send out the ballots, we get reimbursed for some of that.
Census.
But when we send out the drop notices in June, we have to pay from our account to the treasurer's account. My feeling is, why don't they just put it in the treasurer's account to start
Oh,
with?
that makes sense.
yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
Now, the last thing I have, sorry, guys. The renewal of the TASER lease, that was discussed at the, Board of Selectmen. So,
Pay
TASER, is that recreation, is it,
No,
no?
that's separate. It's the soccer association.
Oh,
Townsend
town
Ashby, the Townsend Ashby,
Is that, oh, so that's a that's a department?
It's not a department,
No.
it's a,
Contract?
it's a organization that
Yeah.
runs the soccer in town. And so we sign a lease with them to use the soccer fields out.
They pay us.
Oh, I see, so that's not recreation.
no,
Not necessarily, yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Sports.
yeah, it's
It's
a,
not
it's
part
a
of the
sport.
recreation department.
Yeah,
It's like Little League.
Yeah, or tabs or whatever, all those other,
Like Little League.
Yeah.
yeah, all those, yeah, only because my granddaughter plays in all those teams.
Right.
So, okay, so we
Well,
don't,
my daughter started
We
with
don't
them,
know
but
about that,
then
right?
she got blown out with the, pandemic.
Oh,
And then when she finally got back to school, she ended up in running.
Hmm.
Now she's going cross country.
that's
And I
good.
pray for her every
That's
day.
Running up and down the hills, that's good for you.
Yeah,
The traffic.
that's why
Oh,
you notice it's less
You're
than
supposed to be running up.
50 yards between me and the horse.
Mhm.
And less than 10 yards between me and my car.
okay, then, just real quick, I did get, Melissa sent me an update on the unclaimed property in by Mass Money.
oh,
Oh, yeah, how'd
And-
that work out?
Well, so far they've been able to get one, it was $587.80.
good, that's great.
It's something. It's
Yeah,
something.
that's
what?
great. From the,
They're Find Mass Money?
Yeah, where did they find it?
Well, it says Town of Townsend.
Oh.
You know, like you go on the state
Yeah, I
website.
know,
from
but
there.
at least it says where it came from.
Yeah, I don't know
did
which
she
one.
tell you where it came from?
Just curious, it's not necessary if it's not known.
No, it doesn't say which one of which one of them it was. We but there were 4 or 5 in there, and so that, if they
Excellent.
do get more, it's kind of like,
Yeah,
it was there and,
Might as well
yeah,
get it.
try it, see if it's there. It's kind of like,
Well, it would be interesting to see where it came from, because then we would know who's not watching the ship.
okay,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dawn? Just,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it would be interesting to see where it came from.
then we may or may not get some information from it.
Correct.
Right,
It's
yeah,
always good to.
right, yeah, I mean, I.
Curiosity for me,
Mhm.
and you're right,
It's
maybe there is a hole.
investigative for me.
Right,
The hole in my bucket is over in West Townsend on the way to New Hampshire.
What's that?
So, but that was something we had on the list and I didn't put it here, which is the cash flow, identifying where cash.
Oh, we're gonna take
Where
that out,
there's
right?
any other, where there are transactions that generate revenue, where is it and how's it reported?
Yeah, that's probably gonna be a whole meeting.
It could be, it's kind of like, but that's, a piece, and that's, when they
Okay,
were
so
putting
that's-
together the finance team, that would be something that they should really look at, because the auditor has pointed it out for 3 years in a row that we don't have good practices, or
Oh, really?
maybe to automate, yeah.
Oh, that's another thing I wanna bring up right now about that. The Board of Selectmen, not at this meeting, but at the one of the meetings,
I mean,
whatever.
a reasonable reason.
And they said that the DLS, the good news is DLS has been here before, which I don't think is really good news, but that's okay.
Right.
And they had recommendations, and most of them they can fix. And the board said, well, they're just recommendations anyway, so. So does that set the stage for our having the DLS come in and review best practices, management and audit it?
I think they had to follow some of those that came in last time.
Yeah.
Pretty sure they did.
Yeah, they did,
Can we see that?
I don't know if we,
2011, I think.
I know, it was 10 years ago,
but I'll see if there's anything from that. I was thinking the time, after Jim Clark was done, that they came in.
oh, DLS came in then also? For audit or for management practices as well?
I'd say management practices,
Did they leave recommendations?
they did.
Could we see both of those reports? Because
I'll
Nelson
ask
only
if
had
they,
the
I'll ask if there was
2011.
anything, yeah. It's kind of-
Well,
I wasn't here in 2000.
you know, we'll put in a records request, because if you ask them, they'll only give you what they want to give you.
Yeah, but again, it's kind of like I think they'd have to go to DLS, and did DLS provide, because, recommendations? Because I don't know if anybody,
They must
Would
have
know where
kept
to
that
look.
information.
No, we're gonna go to DLS.
Yeah.
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 I was gonna say, the person that sent the email that said they were gonna come in the fall, it's kind of like, I'll reply back to that, so.
So they haven't given us a date yet, right?
No,
So at our next meeting, can we talk about some of the concerns we have to address with them? Or do they come in and do their thing and we don't get to say?
no, I think I think that's something good. It's kind of like, we have a list of concerns and ask them to, because coming in and hitting them with a cold before they get here isn't the right thing to do. You may not get the answer, but if they're prepared and can investigate it, I think that's.
Oh, so you would send a letter to them saying, here are some concerns
Here,
we have.
right, yeah.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
It's kind of like, you know, it, for your consideration and for your visit, these are some of our concerns.
We should
Oh,
discuss that at the next meeting
Yeah,
and make a
that's the
list.
next meeting, it's kind of like.
yeah,
Okay.
okay, yeah.
And we
Yeah.
could make a list.
There's 5.
Hmm.
When is our next meeting?
The 23rd.
It is the 23rd.
Next meeting, September 23rd, right at the end, right there.
Okay.
What time?
6
I
o'clock.
pick on them because.
And I have the Zoom meeting already, so it's kind of like.
Well, and it
So
takes so
nobody's-
long.
nobody's
for
gonna
them
jump in and
to get back.
Okay.
But
And it's not that they
But
jumped
there
in in
is,
front of us, it's kind of like they had the.
another
It was scheduled and we didn't realize.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I mean, I
where
didn't even pay attention because they asked
6
me to
months
do
or
it.
more to see.
Right.
Can I make a motion to adjourn the
And,
meeting?
Um,
Or are you not ready
we,
for that?
I think we're ready for it.
they lost $125 check.
Make a
So at the
motion
end of
to
the year,
I'll
this was
join
paid
the
in the
meeting
beginning of
at
the year,
9:40?
early in the year.
9:40.
Can't tell you
I'll
exact
second it.
month.
Okay, we have a
In
motion and a
March.
second, all in favor of
And by
adjourning?
December 30th.
Aye.
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 By December 30th, I wrote it off. Thank you for the money, I appreciate it.
Isn't that something?
We're adjourned?
We are
Thank you,
adjourned.
John.
I can only think of 4
Okay,
places that
now-
money goes.